You're watching the Maryland Players Show on Fan Media. So, standout defensive back at Morgan State University. Played in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington football team, the Denver Broncos. Head coach of Dunbar High School from 1975 to 1986 with a combined record of 341 and 25. 341 wins with just 25 losses. That is insane. The USA Today Coach of the Year in 1983 with Dunbar High, and the University of Maryland head coach from 1986 to 1989, the first Black head coach in ACC history. Welcome to the show, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Walt. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, it is my absolute pleasure. So let's get right into it. Baltimore, just like majority of the DMV, known for producing tough, hard-nosed players. You're Baltimore, born and raised. I remember a saying that Everest used to say to me all the time. Everest Burns, one of my teammates. You remember Everest?
Oh, yeah.
He used to always say to me, "Hey, Wiz, you better be more careful when you roll through B-more." So tell me, what was it like growing up in Baltimore for you?
It was, first of all, it was very rewarding, very tough now. I grew up in a single parent home, and athletics was my life. I got involved with athletics at a young age, and athletics kind of kept me out of trouble. My mom worked 2 jobs, and so athletics that was my babysitter.
Yeah.
So I stayed involved with athletics growing up, and of course went on to high school and participated athletically also.
So, Coach, let's stay along those lines. So you were a defensive back, like I said earlier, so much so that you were able to play in the NFL. How did that transition into you being a high school basketball coach? What happened? How did that transition? Did you play basketball as well?
Well, I played a little basketball in high school. I played for the legendary coach, Bill Sugarcane, who's from Washington, D.C. originally. He coached at Dunbar High School. But I played a little basketball, was not a starter. I was like the 7th or 8th guy. But I would sit by Mr. Kane during the basketball games and watched, how he maneuvered, his substitutions, how he coached. And I fell in love with basketball. And of course, we played a little rec league basketball also. But making that transition from basketball to football was my first love.
Yeah.
Played a little, youth league football, and was fortunate enough to get a scholarship after playing at Dunbar. Got a scholarship to go to Morgan State University as a quarterback.
Oh,
but
wow.
But Coach Banks saw me try to throw the football. He said, "It's not going to work." So he changed me. He changed my position to a defensive back, and I'm very grateful for that because it enabled me to move to the next level on the professional level.
So, Coach, what was it like coaching Reggie Williams, Reggie Lewis, Muggsy Bogues, David Wingate, and coaching those guys in high school, seeing them get to the highest level in basketball and playing in the NBA, and all playing at the same time, man? That must have been a great feeling for you.
You're right, Walt. It was really a great feeling to have all those kids on the same high school basketball team. To now be fortunate enough to move to the professional level, and 3 of them being drafted from the same high school in the first round of the NBA draft. And Wingate should have been a number 1, but he was the first player chosen in the second round. But it was really a joy coaching those kids. They were very coachable, very, very competitive. David was a tremendous slasher. He liked to slash to the basket. Outstanding defensive ability. Reggie Williams, very, very smooth.
Silky smooth.
Do a lot of things on the basketball court. And of course, Muggsy Bogues, he was the the true gentleman, general. He directed the team. Our the opponents couldn't press us because Muggsy would just go right through them. And of course, the late Reggie Lewis. Boy, what a story. Was not a starter on our basketball team, but was our sixth man. Whenever he got a chance, he would come in and do a tremendous job of contributing to the success of the team. And then, going on and having a tremendous career at Northeastern University. So It was just a pleasure coaching those kids.
Hey, I tell you what, I was a huge Reggie Williams fan, man. I just love the way that dude played. And that's interesting you say the late Reggie Lewis. We used to all call him that. We played against him in the league, not because of his passing, but we knew that no matter what happened throughout the game, when it came fourth quarter time, game winning time, we knew Reggie Lewis was going to be something to deal with. So he was a beast out there, especially in the fourth quarter. So, Coach, what was the adjustment like being a dominant high school coach and now moving to the college ranks with the University of Maryland in the ACC, the best college best basketball in college, and not only that, but being the pioneer, first black head coach in the ACC. What was that adjustment like?
Well, Walt, you had to make an adjustment. Remember, I was coming off I was coaching high school football.
Yeah.
We were right in the tail end of a very successful football season, trying to win the championship, and then moving from high school to the college ranks. I had to get adjusted to the day-to-day operation of a college basketball coach. But I had some great guys around me helping me to make the adjustment, and but it was very difficult. Like the first 5 or 6 months until I got acclimated to the day-to-day operation.
So I remember you having guys on the staff like Coach Woody, Coach Lee, Ralph Lee, Baltimore guys. They didn't have much, if any, college coaching experience. Why did you bring those guys along with you?
Well, Woody Williams is a very close friend of mine. He and I, we went to college together. We competed against one another on the high school level. He at Lake Clifton, me at Dunbar High School, and we'd go to camps together. He was my roommate, so I just wanted someone there to sort of protect my back, and be a person I could be my confidant, someone I could rely on, being a new guy on campus. And of course, Ralph Lee was a tremendous high school player at Polytechnic High School, and went on to play up at Xavier University, had a tremendous collegiate career, outstanding point guard, and I wanted him because I wanted to kind of work with you, Walt.
Yeah.
You came into the program, you could do a lot of things, but Ralph was a very good point guard. And I wanted him to work with you on your ball handling and your decision making. And he came up with the name, the Wizard. He called you the Wizard because you could do so many things with that basketball.
Yeah, Coach, I remember whenever we would play the Tar Heels, they had this man-to-man, and they wanted you to spin and run and jump, and you would always let me be the point guard in that game. So they gave me a lot of confidence. You know what, Coach Wade, when I think about you, man, many things come to mind, but the top three things are, I remember visiting the campus and with my parents and you coming to our home and the neighborhood just being enthused by you being there and just getting to know you, man. And you reminded me so much of my granddad. And, he used to wear a little thin gold chain. He had his high top Gucci tennis shoes on, and the way he would talk, it was just so cool, man. Pinky ring and stuff, man. It's just so cool. And you reminded me so much of him, just your personality. And so you really established a comfort level with me very, very quickly. So that was one. And number two, just how much you cared about me graduating. I remember my first semester, my freshman year, and I came really close to not being eligible in that first semester. Right. And Man, I don't remember the things you were saying to me, but I just remember the look that you had on your face, and it was just, man, you were just so disappointed in the way it was going for me academically. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, this dude really cares. Like, do he love me? You know, and it meant something to me, you know, because I was, up until that point, I thought I was there to just play basketball. You know, my parents were very, made sure that I got my academics done, but now I'm in college, they're not so involved. And so it was huge for me to know that you cared about that, and that was very important to you. So that got me back on track, and it was one of the biggest reasons why I was able to graduate in 4 years before I went on to the NBA. So that was number two. And then the third thing was viewers. We used to come into the practice gym and we'd see those bricks lined up, all taped up. And we would start on the baseline and go from baseline to the sideline to the other baseline, then diagonal defensive slides now to half court, then across half court, then diagonal to the end court, then across end court. The whole time with the bricks in our hand going up and down like this. Hands down, high school, college, NBA, that was the worst drill I've ever been a part of. Where did you get that from? And what was your intent with that drill?
Well, making me laugh. The brick drill came about when I was at Dunbar High School. Most inner city high schools are not blessed with a lot of money, in their athletic fund. So you had to kind of, improvise, make do with what you had. We did not have a lot of fancy weights. So Dunbar is located right a stone throw away from the world-renowned Johns Hopkins Hospital. And they were doing a lot of demolition. They were tearing down a lot of the old homes. And there were a lot of bricks, lying out, just out there in the field waiting to be claimed. So we didn't have any dumbbells or anything. So I got one of my little managers, and we got a laundry cart, and we rolled it up the street and went on the lot and grabbed some bricks, came back, took some old flannel baseball uniforms, cut them up, wrapped them around the bricks with some tape, and we used that to in our drills. We did the slide drill, we did defensive maneuvers, all before handling the basketball. And Walt, it really paid off for us in the late and fourth quarters, where we really pressured teams. The upper body strength was good. So we sort of improvised. We didn't have the equipment, the fancy dumbbells. So we just utilized the bricks. And today, even my son, who went on to coach, he used the brick drill. I was watching a tape, Walt. I was watching a tape up at Marquette. Wojciechowski used the same drill.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. So, Coach, what have you been up to in post coaching career?
Well, I've been retired now from Baltimore City Public Schools, where I was the supervisor of athletics for Baltimore City Public Schools. I did a lot of work with the Maryland MPSSAA, the Maryland Public Secondary School Athletic Association. Was a former president there. Did a lot of things there. But since I retired, doing a little consulting work, but this pandemic has come around, and it's really hurt me because my wife and I, Walt, we were traveling all over the place. We just come from South Africa.
Wow.
We scheduled to go to Australia, so we were doing a lot of traveling, but I've been just enjoying life, sitting back, watching games on TV, critiquing certain games and so forth. But I just been enjoying life, enjoying my grandkids.
Well, Coach, man, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure talking with you. Just like always, man, I have so much respect for you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You were so instrumental in my growth and my path. So all I can just say is thank you so much.
No, I'm very proud of you, Walt. You've come a long way. You lived up to that promise to your mom when we sat in your living room. You said you're gonna get that degree. You got it. You moved on to the next level. You got a great family. Just so proud of you. Keep on doing what you're doing.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
It's my pleasure. God bless.
Yep. Same to you.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.